Good evening. This is Leonard Smith from Sense Memory. Tonight we're going to be discussing the noir aspects of San Francisco and a very famous film and a character in that film who scandalized the audiences by what he wore. And to help us celebrate this great film from the 40s, we're having a Rob Roy. And a Rob Roy is made of 1.5 ounces of scotch, 3/4 of an ounce of sweet vermouth, a couple of dashes of bitters, and a maraschino cherry over ice, or you can have it in a cocktail martini glass. But in the meantime, stick with us and we'll enjoy this drink and get to know more about this mysterious perfume. Delicious. As you can see, the film I'm talking about and the book I'm talking about is The Maltese Falcon. It was written by Dashiell Hammett while he lived here in San Francisco when he lived on Post Street. And it's a great, great novel, detective novel. And was made into a film twice in 1930, once in 1931, not successful. Second time as a comedy starring Bette Davis called Satan Met a Lady. Was also not successful. Then in 1941, and it was directed by John Huston. It was his very first outing as a director. Now, the thing about the one particular thing about this film that connects it to Perfume is a very interesting scene, which I'll put a link down below to, where Sam Spade, played by Humphrey Bogart, meets Joel Cairo, played by Peter Lorre. And he's introduced, Peter Lorre's character is introduced by the secretary, Effie, who hands Humphrey Bogart a business card. I'll let you see what happens when you look at that particular clip. But the thing about the business card and Joel Cairo is that in the 1940s, all the way up until like 1966, when the production code changed, there were lots of things you couldn't talk about in films. You couldn't talk about pregnancy, you couldn't show a married couple in the same bed, and you certainly couldn't state outright that a character was gay, which Joel Cairo was in the story, and in the book and in the film. So with this business card, they very quickly telegraph to the audience that this character is gay, and you'll see it very entertainingly done in the film, in the link that I'll put down below. But the wonderful thing is that the perfume that Peter Lorre is wearing is introduced by that business card. And so I got curious about that particular aspect of the film as it is connected to fragrance. So I got the book and I read the book. And in the book, the perfume is described as a chypre. And did a little research and discovered that there were only a few possible fragrances that Joel Cairo could have worn when the book was written in the late 20s, early 30s. And that particular perfume would be Mitsouko. Mitsouko is from Guerlain, created in 1919, and it's considered a cheaper fruity. It was, the nose behind this fragrance is Jacques Guerlain, and he's famous for many fragrances in the early 20th century, including Shalimar and Le Bleu. The top notes of this particular fragrance are, the top notes are citrus, jasmine, bergamot, and rose. The mid notes are lilac, peach, jasmine, ylang ylang, and rose. And the bottom notes are spices, amber, cinnamon, oak moss, and vetiver. So I've been wearing it all day, and it really is an incredibly beautiful perfume. I'm going to put a little on here to get those top notes going. So in the opening, you get a definite blast of citrus and bergamot, but there's also this incredible jasmine in there. Then towards the dry down, I noticed during the day, more of the peach and the lilac pop up. But what really dominates the fragrance from beginning to end comes right up from the bottom, and that would be the spices, the amber, and the cinnamon. A great deal of really rich cinnamon. And this cinnamon, along with the oak moss and the vetiver, carries this fragrance into a really masculine place towards the middle and the dry down. It really is beautiful. And now, what I get from this is it's very mysterious. It really is a good choice for Joel Cairo to wear in the Maltese Falcon because of the fog that envelops the city throughout that part of the film, and his mysterious introduction, his connection to the black bird, the Maltese Falcon, and how he tries to get information from Sam Spade, rather unsuccessfully and comically. Then it also has a rich feeling to it, and rather romantic, which could connect to the character of Bridget O'Shaughnessy. Don't want to tell you too much about her, but she's definitely a character to watch out for in the book and the film. It's intoxicating, it is seductive, which all connects in with the intoxicating aspects of the greed for that black bird, that Maltese Falcon, and it's very also seductive and sensual. As a matter of fact, it's quite sexy. It really is a very sexy perfume. It's rich and very full-bodied. It's definitely of its age, but translates very, very well to the modern age. And even though it's marketed towards women, it definitely, because of its extreme spiciness and that oak moss in there, that just gives it a really masculine edge that's really quite stunning. By Guerlain. It is beautiful, and look at that bottle, it's just great, and quite reminiscent of that period. And I stuck it here along with a couple of artifacts from the 40s that I have. This particular watch belonged to my grandfather, along with this old Ronson lighter, cigarette lighter, and these were left to me by my grandfather from the 1940s. So I thought I would just throw those in there along with this beautiful perfume and tie it all in with the Maltese Falcon. So there you have my take on a great fragrance from the House of Guerlain, Mitsouko. And remember, wear what you love and not what they say you like. Cheers.